Hey, welcome to the Castle Connection. I'm Jared Claiborne, your principal. Today is, what is today? It is Tuesday, August 20th. It's getting close. I'm joined by Miss Robynn Considine, our Director of Secondary Education. And we're going to talk a lot to you today about the schedule and the new schedule for the school year. So before we do that, Robynn, we did a ton of work going into the new schedule. It wasn't something we did overnight. We worked with the board. It came from the strategic plan. We had committees. We involved student information. We involved parents. We involved our staff heavily. And then had to work with our SEA, which is our Teachers Education Unit, to make sure that it fit the contract. And we were able to then move forward building the schedule. So then you got tasked with a bunch of that, and I want to give you lots of credit and thanks. So we utilize OnCourse to do a lot of the build. There's a lot of handwriting stuff that you did on the side that nobody knows about. Going through each individual, literally at Sterling High School, their schedules, breaking down departments and needs. But it was a lot. Yeah. But you enjoy some of that.
I did. I really had fun doing it. I mean, the scheduling process itself is long. It's a long process. We usually start it in January, and that's when we did the schedule that we've always done. So I was a little nervous that we were going to need more time, but really when push came to shove with all of the work of the committees and the teachers and the counselors, we were able to kind of follow the same timeline that we always do. There was a lot of work behind the scenes. So usually, just to give you a little bit of a background, usually we just copy the schedule from year to year and then just make adjustments. So we kind of reflect on the previous year, we see what works, see where we can make some enhancements, and we make some changes. This year it was completely built from scratch. So I did a lot of the work before even getting into OnCourse, just like you said, like paper and pencil, on OneNote, kind of mapping out. But I think we came up with a product that's going to be really good for students. I think it meets the needs of what Sterling High School has with year-long classes, shorter classes. We were still able to offer a lot of the programs that we've always been able to offer. So, we didn't want to lose that in the process of transitioning. And I think that we came up with a schedule that accomplishes all that. So.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah. So a couple of highlights, like students can still earn a possible 160 credits.
Yep.
So there's still space for that. They still have elective opportunities. We're still doing, they can still follow different AP tracks or whatever. All those things are still possible. We don't lose anything with that. So the big change is from semester to full year. And then we have this rotating wheel that I'm sure is causing some people, maybe adults even more so, a little bit of anxiousness about. So how do parents find out some information? What do they need to know?
All right, so the first thing I'm going to do, and this is a little plug from the guidance office, is make sure that you do your annual registration, because you really don't have access to any of the scheduling information in OnCourse if you don't complete that annual registration. Once that's completed, beginning August 26th, schedules will be live for students, so they can go either on their app, the OnCourse Connect app, or OnCourse Connect through the website, and students can access their schedule. So I am working on a tutorial on how to, I think students know how to access it. It's the same process that we've used in the past. It's just the schedule's going to look different. So once they access it, how to navigate what the schedule looks like, how to translate that to day to day when they come into Sterling, what is it going to look like? So I'm working on a video tutorial for that. We do have some information already on the website. In this students tab, there's a separate scheduling tab that has additional information. So we're hoping to add this video to that. I know Ms. Ravier is working with a scheduling transition team, and that group of teachers is working on creating kind of like a packet for students, just even some terminology. We're so used to using block. We have block 1, block 2. So when we talk about bells, what are we talking about? When we talk about periods, so really just kind of laying it all out there so that those of us that have kind of been embedded in it and been working on it for 6 to 8 months don't forget about those little things that might throw some people off and give some people some anxiety. So.
Right. Great. All right. So what I heard is you got to have your annual registration done from OnCourse. Once that's done, You can find more information on the website. You're working on a tutorial, will be helpful. Ms. Ravier and the schedule committee is going to do a little packet that might be helpful. But we were just looking and testing today with a student. So recommend you download that on-course app, and that students do that as well. And they're going to be able to see, so they walk in on, let's just say it's Monday the 9th, it's going to say A day right on top, and it's going to flow right through the bells which classes they have.
Yep.
So it's really going to be simpler than they think.
I agree.
It is. But, if you have a question or you're still hesitant, please don't be afraid to reach out. We're well prepared to handle your questions. Now, when is it that On-Course is live? They can see their schedules?
Monday, August 26th. Again, pending registration annual registration is complete. So
good. So we're going to get that out. We're going to get this video out with the links to the website this week, so that Monday you can get on there. And again, you have to have that thing completed for that. Any other things about the schedule?
No, I think that again, it was a process. It was enjoyable. I think that it's really, it's something we've talked about for a long time. So you and I, we've been here for a while. We've been block scheduling pretty much the entire time we were here, but I think this conversation of a schedule change has come up every so often. So it's definitely not an idea that's brand new or that just came out of strategic planning, but I think that was kind of like the push that gave us what we needed to make the changes that we wanted to make. We didn't talk at all about any of the special schedules that seniors have. So
yeah, we can.
I don't know if we want to talk a little bit about that. So seniors have the opportunity to do an early dismissal or late arrival. And again, this is not something that we really had the opportunity to do with block scheduling. We did have early graduation. We no longer have that since majority of our classes run year long. But seniors do have that option. And then we also have the PE, the option 2 for PE. And that's something, again, we're looking to expand. So we're really looking at how the schedule can help support providing diverse opportunities for our students.
Great. Now, throw it in there. The schedule change deadline is come and gone.
Correct. Yes.
But we well communicated with them. Counselors met with the classes, met with the seniors, explained the options of early or late arrival, and so that's going to be good. And so we're going to pilot and test all those things, see how they go this year. We're excited about them. We're also going to do for the first time this almost open campus lunch type of concept in this new schedule. So we're going to call it blue and silver nighttime. So during nighttime, it's actually 60 minutes. And as students, we're going to use Minga and a product from Minga called Flex Time. The students are going to select some of the places that they want to go and activities they want to do during that time. So they'll have a lunch in addition to an activity, and that rotates with the wheel. There's 4 days in the wheel, so they could do something different each of those days. We'll use the time also for some assigned things. So we might have assigned lunch detention where a student will lose their privilege. We're going to do some targeted academic support in that time. So somebody that might be showing signs through data that they're struggling, we might assign to that. Teachers could use it also if they chose. They're going to have something called office hours. They could schedule detentions or maybe just require students to come to make up a test or something. So lots of possibilities there. But what we're really excited about is a little bit more freedom for the students to choose what they want in that. It's going to be a challenge, but it'll be fun. It'll be fun.
It's an exciting year.
All right, great. All right, well, thank you. And thank you again for you and your team, the scheduling committee, the guidance counselors. There's been a lot going into it, and we're ready to go.
Yeah, we are.
All right, cool. A couple more announcements then as we go. As you know, for a while now, we utilize a system called Lobby Guard. If you're a guest coming to the school, you have to provide your ID, proof that you are the guardian and who you're picking up. We've added that system now where you can kind of schedule yourself in there or register. So you just use your ID at the front office. You'll see there's a new device out there. It's a touch screen, and then you put your device, scan your ID in there, and then you'll put where you're going. You're going to visit the vice principal, you're going to visit Mrs. Considine in guidance. You select that, and then a pass is generated, and then Mr. Carter or somebody from the main office will give that to you. So it doesn't really change the fact that you need your ID. It's just that you can do more of that process yourself. So that is in the front, and again, this is for any guests, particularly guardings coming up to the building. A little construction update. We are still working in our outside calf specifically. So you might notice some of that construction is roped off. Hopefully that is finished before we start school, because that I know is a popular space for the students to eat their lunches. And then we're going to do more concrete work near the stadium. So there'll be a portion of that that's also blocked off at some point, but we're communicating that to the athletes and the students, so should not be an issue. So it's your start times next week. Next Wednesday and Thursday is when our teachers come in. Our full staff start before Labor Day on the 28th and 29th. We actually have new teachers coming in on Monday. That's part of their orientation. So we have new teachers on Monday and Tuesday. I've been posting some of our new staff to some of the social media spots. And then after that is the students start on the 3rd, on the 3rd, September 3rd, which is Tuesday right after Labor Day. That'll be their first week. That week is all half days. We're going to go through the 8 periods. It's half days, so they'll be dismissed at noon. Please note, for the school year, we do have a new start time for students. That is 7:40. Okay, so a new late time of 7:40. So with this new schedule, students and staff benefited 10 minutes in the morning, which is awesome. So make sure you note that. Those are our big things coming up. We're going to send out this information again through email. The biggest piece of news that you need, again, from Mrs. Considine, the guidance office, is make sure your annual registration is set up, or you're not going to have access to any of the schedule, and this whole conversation doesn't matter. So make sure you have that done prior to the end of next week. Ms. Considine, thank you for joining me. Mr. K, thanks for meeting us in this different space. We're in the guidance suite in Mrs. Considine's office, and this is the Castle Connection. Have a great end of your summer, and as always, go Knights.